reselling really does bring some great metaphors for life lessons, and that's what I want to talk about today, because it has been one of those mental grindy crazy weeks, and I'm going to share all the details with you. Week 39 of reselling, and it has been a journey to get here, and we're not done. There's still lots to learn, lots to grow from, and I want to take you through all the ins and outs, all the ups and downs, all the highs and lows, all that jazz this week, because it has been that, and I've really struggled once again mentally. It's been that mental game of just what is going on, and when I've actually zoomed in but also zoomed out and just taken a bigger perspective of everything that's going on, it actually ain't that bad. So I want to take you through this, help you understand the lessons that I'm learning from this that we can apply to life, and hopefully if you're feeling what I'm feeling, you know, a bit mentally drained, hopefully this can help you push through and charge on. And at the end, I've got some show and tell as well. Just some
this just surprises me what people pay.
Some of the different things that have happened this week behind the scenes, so make sure you stick around for that too. Alright, so the top 5 items sold for this week, and that is top item number 1, this VMAX Secret Rare Evolving Skies Pokemon card, which I managed to pull from a pack. Now this one didn't cost me anything directly because it wasn't part of my reselling game, but I have gone on and sold it for $50, profited around $37.50 after postage and fees. If I had purchased the Pokemon pack for this very reason to resell, well then the cost of it would have been around $6, but still 6 into 50, not too bad. Top item number 2, and there's been a lot of these this week, is a Funko Pop vinyl, the Halo Master Chief Gold Special Edition. So this one also has come from my own collection that I've had for probably about 3 years, so there's no cost to the business for this one. I sold it for $37.30, profited $34.12 after fees and postage. They've paid $12.50 for postage. Very important to make sure you post these with some double wrapping, extra security in terms of love and comfort and care. So I put 2 rounds of bubble wrap around it, box it, and then also have plenty of cushioning within the box, so nothing's touching the edge. Top item number 3 was also another pop vinyl, and this was a Star Wars Rebels chopper version. Same situation from my own collection from years ago. Cost me $0, sold it for $25 plus $12.50 postage. I've come out with a profit of $22.25. Top item number 4 was this Lego Batman / Pure Racing Xbox 360 sealed game. Now I've had this for a very, very long time listed. It didn't cost me anything. Now I think I got this one, either it was given to me or from a big bulk lot that I got, and it had no cost to it. So this one I sold for $24.97, came out with $20.72 profit. But this one has sat around for a while, but it just all of a sudden sold full price. And top item number 5 for this week was this Proteus field guide to the Proteus in Southern Africa, which was completely random. Also out of a bulk lot, cost me around 36 cents, sold it for $18 plus postage, so came out with $20 and 11 cents profit. And got a bit of postage discount on that one, which is why I have a higher profit than actually what I sold it for. So the big one, the flops, the wins, the lessons. Well, there's been no flops this week. In the eBay store, it's been pretty good. If anything, it's just been a mental grind. And that's the lesson for this week. Once again, is it has been a grind. It has been doing my head in crazy, and it's something which I think is pretty bad. I think I'm only feeling it more because I am in lockdown, and a lot of the stuff I'm listing is, you know, just books, DVDs, but I've exhausted a lot of those now, and I've got onto cassette tapes. I kid you not, I'm selling cassette tapes, but I've been trying to spice it up and bring out some of the stuff that I've been neglecting for a long time, just because it's part of the dev pile. And there's some good bolos in there, you know, $20, $30 cassettes or CDs or DVDs and books, but it can get quite draining, and I've realized what I enjoy listing. And well, at the moment, because it's just a lot of the same stuff, what I've enjoyed listing is the DVDs, because they're easy to list, easy to do the research on. Books, not so easy because there's so many editions and things like that. So that has just become a mental grind, but I think I'm going to talk about some life lessons that we can take away from the reselling game shortly, and I think that's going to help us just have a bit better perspective. The wins for this week is consistency, once again, and I think this really plays into some of the things I'm going to talk about, and we're going to jump into this very, very quickly, of what you can actually take away from this, because there's so many actual positives and so many things that I think that can enable us to grow and continue to charge on, yet we get so fixated on the negatives, on the things that are driving us insane. So I think if we have a bit of actually take a moment and actually look at these things, we can actually take some great lessons into our own lives and see how this can further our own lifestyle. But wait around to the end, and we're going to touch on 3 reselling life lessons. So just hold on a bit longer. Okay, so how have we gone this week? Well, we've done another below average just. We've come in with 43 sales, which is consistent to last week. Margin is super high, which is a big win, big positive. Cost of goods only being 50 bucks this week. Sold $773 worth, so profit was pretty strong, a nice $532. So when you think about it, if I had done $1,000 with a 50% margin, I would have got the same amount of money in profit. So this isn't actually too bad, and this is some of the stuff that I want to talk about is that mentality and mindset. It can really screw with us when this is actually still seriously really good, and sometimes it takes me a week to realize that. In terms of what I've been selling, we've got plenty of books here, we've got plenty of DVDs, have sold a few different random things, CDs, shoes, toys, video games, so a bit of everything, but mainly just the books and DVDs. Alright, so how are we going for the running view? We've come down from an average perspective, dropped a couple of dollars, but as you can see here, we're still pretty consistent for the last couple of weeks, which is encouraging to see that we're still maintaining somewhat of an average as we've been grinding it out. But I'm excited. In a couple of weeks, probably about 4 weeks, we'll be opening back up, and hopefully I'll be able to get some gravy on top of this and get some excitement happening through the store. So listing and sales. Listing has been consistent. Once again, everything is consistent. Nothing's changing in that perspective. I've managed to do 109 listings, and some of those were relists. I think Sunday what I did was a mindset reset day, and I only just did relists, so that was good to just step away, and we're going to touch on that shortly. But otherwise, it's been an average of 15 per day, and we've averaged 6.7 sales per day. The weekly flow. So what's been happening here? Well, the week actually started off pretty good. I was like, okay, maybe we're getting back into some kind of a groove. And then a couple of days there, we just dropped it right down, and it was a bit like, whoa, what's going on? And then the weekend picked right back up. And at the moment, I've been so emotionally attached to this. It's that emotional roller coaster, and I really need to stop doing this because it drains so much out of me, and it's become a bit of a bad habit because of just the situations, and it's hard to snap out of. But I'm going to talk about that very soon. 100,000 revenue update. Look, we haven't progressed too much, obviously only 770 bucks worth, but look, progress is good. ASP has actually remained the same for the same week. So last week we were on 31.23, we're on 31.23 this week, which is good because if I can start to get this to come up, things will come down, meaning the time and effort required to get this done is going to come down, but we will get this done sooner than later. So some time for some show and tell, basically just footage, just some things that have happened for the week. I've got there behind the scenes of some of the things that have sold, and also just some of the things I've been listing. So yeah, have a look.
All right, team, here is another little sneak peek of some things that have sold. This is Thursday, actually, so just some random stuff. Got a Mr. Bean DVD. We have Red Dwarf book, Cat Magic book. We have some Zack Power bundle here. We've got another Fluoro Dragon Ball Z Tarzo or disc. Sold some Stan Smith Adidas or Adidas, Isabel, and look at this, a Humphrey egg cup. I mean, come on, that went for 19 bucks, guys. You can sell everything, seriously. And the Goon Show, so yeah, not too bad. It's probably must be about $100 worth, to be honest. That's 20, that's 20, that's 20, 20 is 2, 4, 6, 8. But yeah, there's probably about 150 bucks here, even a bit more. So not too bad. But this this just surprises me what people pay. Crazy stuff. Anyway, all right, howdy team. So we've just picked up a whole big bag of DVDs. Just someone down the road was getting rid of them, so I haven't gone through conditions. It looks like there's a few things on the cases, but for free, hey, can't go wrong. So I'm going to see what we've got here. I'm going to give them a bit of a clean and then get them listed. I'm not sure if there's any bolos here, but some not too bad ones. Lisa, why? Why, Lisa? Why? I've got some Family Guy. Oh, that looks like a dodgy. Knight's Tale. Jeepers. Yeah, so nothing too spectacular here. Not sure if that Lisa is going to be able to come off. We'll see what I can do. I've got some of the cleaner, but it's very annoying. Look, might not be anything in it, but hey, not going to complain. It's free. So we'll go through, see what we can get, and still got plenty of other books I need to list yet as well. Look at all this. These were all free too. Anyway, team. All right, me again. So as you can see, there is
definitely some stuff on these. Well, what I'm actually doing is, sorry folks, using some orange cleaner, just a bit of daub on here, and we go over this. Ta-da! All gone, just like that. So just going over all these like this, nice little cleanup, getting any yucky stuff off them, and then putting them into a pile basically if they're no scratches, light scratches or heavy scratches. Doing a quick little check on this as well, giving it a quick clean just with a cloth. This one's got noticeable scratches on it. That's all right. Is put this guy in here. Noticeable, light, none. All right, let's keep going. So a bit of variety there. It's nice always to see, and I like to do this, is just actually show you guys a bit better of some of the different, I guess, everyday items that have been selling, and not just the top 5 items that have sold. Of course, sometimes there is that overlay, but I think people can appreciate it better when we see what are the different things that people are selling and what does sell, because there is so many random stuff out there that you just don't even realize. And look, for me, at the moment I am selling a lot of $10, $20 items, but as you would have seen there was a lot of $20 items, which all of a sudden that adds up to like $100, $150. So those things can add up very quickly once you've got that quantity in there. And I think that's one of the things I'm going to chat about very, very soon as we jump into the 3 reselling life lessons that I have for you today. Is, well, there's 3, right? Progress is not linear. And I think this is very, very important to help us understand, is especially when you're on a grind. Now, I should know this better than anyone, especially with my marathon training and ultra marathon training, is that, you're not going to see progress day in, day out, or week in and week out. But it's going to happen over time. You're going to have those dips and troughs. And we've seen that. I've been tracking my data ever since I started. And you've seen I've shot up and then dropped down, shot up, dropped down, and it's repeated its process. And I think this is like anything in life, whether you're going through high school, getting a job, life in general, you're going to have the ups and downs, the swings and roundabouts around what's working, what's not working, and you have to find your mojo, you have to find your groove, and you're going to have better years, you're going to have more prosperous years, you're going to have years which aren't that good. And this can be on weeks and months and days. I'm just talking obviously very general at this point in time, but what we can learn from this, what I am learning from this, is that I can't get so emotionally invested in it. Yes, it's my business, it's everything that I'm doing, it's my baby, it's my blood, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. And I think when we think about it, is if we take the spin of, and which is point number 2 about reselling life lessons, is if we take the point around celebrating the wins and focusing on the positives, right? There's been some really big wins for this week. There's the consistency remains, listings are getting up, sales are still coming through. ASP isn't as high, but it's still coming through. I think that's where I've kind of lost mindset on, is because here I am thinking I had some really good weeks, and what I've done is I've worked up this expectation to myself that, I should be getting this, and I'm not getting it. And I think it's also been cooped up for so long now in lockdown. It's a bit draining. And I think when we look at it from that perspective, especially the margin here is incredible. And until I actually looked through the numbers and see that, well, this week, because I've almost hit 70% margin, I'm actually almost doing, if I had done $1,000 in revenue, I'm actually almost doing the same amount in profit. And I think that's where we can sometimes lose focus of the numbers that we should be focusing on. Me looking at revenue purely is not smart, because at the end of the day, I want the money back in my pocket. So having a higher margin is always going to be better. So my encouragement to you is to think about what are some of the wins, some of the positives you can take and focus on as you progress through this, because it can otherwise get very, very overwhelming. And point number 3 is mindset reset. And I think this is super and crucial with anything that you're doing. I've had to do it with running when my event got pushed out. It meant that I was going to have to grind it out for another 15 weeks. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Took a week off, just, got the head in the right place. And you really want to be doing that to make sure you're, taking that time to reset the mindset, but also it gives you some chance to reassess, think about the bigger picture, why you're doing it, and to find the joy in your game, whether it's reselling, running, life, whatever it is. And I think it's super important that you realize that and become self-aware of it. Otherwise, you become like me, and me getting frustrated and just getting exhausted by the end of the week and not wanting to grind it out. And I think having this conversation with other people is really important. Keeping people accountable, but also just checking in and saying, how are you doing? Do you need some help? And I appreciate all that love and support from people, and I'm not here to say that that's what I need. I think what I'm really giving is a reality check that this grind, it's annoying, and everyone's gonna ride it differently, and I should be not ashamed of anything that I'm achieving here. And that's why I'm sharing it, is because I want people to understand that you're going to have that ups and downs, and we're going to charge on. So this has been a great week, and we've pushed through and we've got it done, and I'm excited to see what challenges next week will bring, because it will be a challenge, no doubt. So videos for this week, we have a live stream happening on Wednesday, either between 8 and 9 p.m. Those details will come out very, very soon. You can probably already click down below and see, but that will be live, a celebrations Pokemon opening for the Pokemon Fund, and just hang out. I'm going to continue to do a bit more of these live streams as my midweek video, just to manage some of my time better. Also, there might be a few little shorts and other little videos that come out for that midweek. Saturday, week 20 of the 50k training plan, and then Sunday have my podcast via my podcast channel on the Further Your Lifestyle podcast. But yeah, there might be a few other little things that pop up. Just wait and see. Well, that's it, team. Really do appreciate you being here. As I mentioned, it has been a grind, it has been a bit of a mental challenge, but I'm trying to continue to focus on small wins as well, but focus on the positives more so. And if you're feeling this, let me know. Let's have the conversation, and I appreciate each and every one of you having the conversation with me, whether it's a comment, whether it's a like, whether it's messaging me on Instagram, whatever. And I'm also happy to help other people as well, right? Like, I'm experiencing this, and I'm sure other people are as well. There's probably people thinking, oh, maybe it's not too bad, actually, you know, you need to just push on. And that's exactly right. I think it's a mindset thing, and until you go through it, until you've really gone through that mindset challenge around, you know, things that are mentally just exhausting you, I should not be ashamed of this at all. As I mentioned, this is a really, really good week, and anyone that's doing anything close to this, even half this, is still good, because, you know, you're putting in your effort, you're learning as you go, and to think that this would be bad would be stupid of myself. So really do appreciate you being here. Yeah, if you want to continue the conversation, leave a comment below. Otherwise, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Ciao.